gave us the power, so we He's showing out, that's why we
Yo, we are back. Episode 69, the nice episode. Not the same podcast, for real. Last time I said it was 69, but it was a little bit early. But so many jokes. But anyway, welcome to the Not the Same podcast, hosted by this one word.
Premature.
Some people, not my testimony, but some people. Anyway, this one word, Mr. C-Micah, and that one word over there, Mr. Robert. Welcome to the Not the Same podcast, man. Appreciate you sliding through.
Appreciate you sliding through.
That's right. All right, brother. I can't even focus. What's up, D? Good to see you this one.
D, what's good? They hit that like and subscribe button.
Right.
Let's get professional, man. What's up, C-Micah?
If you're watching us live right now, the Not the Same podcast, either on YouTube or on Facebook, please do us a favor and do what you see on the screen. Eventually, it will do it. Yeah, it will at some point. I don't know, brother. Hey, appreciate everybody giving comments because this joint just I see it going, ain't doing nothing. That's crazy. All right.
Yeah, man.
Let's try it again.
Hey, well, y'all know the routine, man. Hit that like, subscribe, notification button, because when you hit the like button, it's like know that y'all done watched us one words on one of the shows. There it is. Yeah. It's finally popping up.
Kinda. I don't know.
If you've already hit the subscribe button and the notification button, right. If you've already hit the subscribe button, notification button, hey, look, don't hit it again. If you have it, make sure y'all press those buttons so y'all know when we live with one of the 3 shows that we do offer. And if you hit the notification button, if we just pop up and do some random type stuff, there it is. We don't know what's going on with the system today.
Yeah. That boy
going
against the grain over there, literally.
I don't think it's on my end though, bro.
I can see it, but hey, we gonna keep it moving. Hey, listen, also because we just did it totally in reverse, but it's all good. Shout out to all the rebroadcast partners of the Not the Same podcast. Shout out, and brother, you gonna have to help me because I don't normally do this. I'm all out of rotation.
Okay, let's go.
But shout out to all our rebroadcast pastors. Shout out to the Life Radio Show. Shout out to the 520 Collective. Shout out to MTMV Sports, who we are live on their channel right now on YouTube. Shout out to 520. Yeah, now you see it. Also, Praise 365. Thank you, sir. Help me out.
Parable Radio.
Come on, Ammo.
Who's hot? His hot.
Who's hot? His hot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. On the
help unto one another. Help unto dying one another.
And RYC Praise News, man. We want to give a shout out to the rebroadcast. Hey, look, man, we just feeling good. We made it. It's been a long day for both of us as far as work, studios, driving, all this good stuff. So we are ready to have a good time in this sports show. And hopefully the Pixel Demon don't get me too bad for the rest of the night.
You good, brother. You good. Salute to everybody. We didn't salute everybody else. We saluted Miss D. Weiner. Salute Hagen's. Good to see you, brother. Mr. G. He said, good evening, fellas. This play-in thing is stupid, but we're going to get into that, Mr. G. And then Hagen say that preppy, what's up, C-Micah? Don't erase what just happened. I don't get it. That preppy.
No, because of them jokes we put out there.
No, I want to erase it. I want to erase it. You silly dog. Take notes and write it down. See, the bad part, Miss Winder, normally I leave this to Rob, and Rob jumped in and did mine, and I know mine by heart. But then when Rob jumped in, I had to do his. It showed where your brother was lacking. But you know why I'm talking about what's lacking? Let's go and see what's popping before I get to talking about
myself. Man.
Somebody tell me what's popping. I know. Brother JT, what's up, man? JT in the building. He said, how about them Hawks? Hawks in 6. Okay, brother. Okay. All right. This is our What's Poppin' segment where we go through what's popping lately in the sports arena and sports, just arena. NBA news, we're going to start with the play-in tournament and the playoffs. Rob, what do you think so far about, we're going to go more in depth as we go on, but the play-in tournament, let's do it like this. Who all were in the play-in tournament? Last night we had the Lakers versus the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Hawks versus Rob's Heat. I would let Rob give the farewell to his team. Not totally out the playoffs, but messed up the 7th spot. Go ahead, brother.
Let me tell y'all
because
something.
that is your team. You deserve the time, as well as Higgins. You know, Higgins is a Heat fan as well.
JT, shout out to you and your Hawks. Ice, Trey, he was cold last night. Too cold for the Heat. He's definitely cooled them 1 words off. You dig what I'm saying? My beloved Heat act like they want to play Milwaukee in the first round.
Right.
And if that's if they can get past the Raptors and the Bulls who play tonight. You know what I'm saying? Depending on who wins. So more to come on this. And Lakers they took care of business, man, and we'll see how this Grizzlies series about to go because the Lakers look like they ready, bro. They look like they ready.
Yeah, obviously my brother did not watch the game because he would not have said it. If you watched all that game, they do not look like they're ready. But
when I say they look like they're ready, man, I'm just talking about
definitely not going to sweep the Lakers.
It.
Yeah, we definitely will not sweep the Lakers. The Lakers are a very good team. They should be respected. Also, tonight we have the Bulls versus the help me out,
Raptors.
brother. Bulls versus the Raptors,
Bulls versus
and
Raptors.
And also
Oklahoma
tonight in the
City.
Oklahoma City versus the
Pelicans.
And then the playoff matchups has already been set. We have the Kings versus the Warriors. Also, the Nuggets are waiting for the winner of tonight's playing game, and also the Clippers versus
Clippers and Suns.
Clippers versus the Suns, and then also on the other side, Sixers versus the Nets. Also on the other side, the Bucks waiting on the winner of tonight. Number one, the Bucks play.
Right.
Bucks waiting. Yeah, Bucks number one. So Bucks waiting on the winner of tonight, and the Celtics play the Hawks. And one more. We missing one more. Oh, the Knicks.
No, we got.
So after Knicks,
Cleveland and
the Knicks versus the Cavs. Yeah. So that's all the playoff games. I said it.
Boston
versus Atlanta. Yeah, Celtics versus Atlanta. Yeah, I said it. All right. On to we'll dig more into the NBA as we go on. NFL news right quick. Odell Beckham to the Ravens. Strange signing right there. Hey, salute to Odell, who's the most wanted player that's been hurt for like a year and a half. But everybody think he's still good. Hey, he is a very good player, but hey, salute to him. Go ahead, bro.
Hey, I'm going to put it to you like this with Odell. He better than Rashad Bateman, they number one receiver. That man has 800 yards in the past 2 seasons. Anything is better than that. You dig what I'm saying? 800 yards in the past 2 seasons, and you're the number one receiver in Baltimore. Come on, man. They trying their best to keep Lamar Jackson happy. Hopefully, Odell Beckham can be some eye candy for him for at least a season. So when he is running, he got something to throw to. Odell ain't done. You got to remember, he sat out a year, but the year before that, he got a Super Bowl ring with the Rams. So he not washed up. That's for sure.
Thank you, Mr. G. I just saw this earlier. Stop that, Rob. Lakers lucked into a win. Yes, they did. Not saying they're not good, but they literally banana peeled into that joint, and the Timberwolves literally vomited all over themselves in the fourth. Just pure upchuck biblical dog going back to the same vomit. That is the T-Wolves. That
was Anthony Edwards. The stud didn't show up last night.
Fun fact: if the Raptors make it, they will have to try to beat 2 former foundation pieces, DeMar and Kyle. This is very true. It's very, very true. It's probably gonna be hard for DeMar because DeMar was very loved with the Raptors. Man, he became awesome with the Raptors, and he had to leave. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Same way for Kyle, though. You know what I'm saying? Until Fred VanVleet and Kawhi got there, and once them 2 one words came on the scene, they forgot all about little fat Lowry and Skeet Braid DeRozan.
For real,
bro.
All right, on to WNBA news. Draft. The draft was the other night. The first round, top 5. Who were the top 5, my brother?
Top 5, Indiana Fever, who was 5-11 last season. They took Aaliyah Boston out of South Carolina. If y'all don't know who Aaliyah Boston is, let me tell y'all something.
Very good.
She is a beast. This young lady. She was toying, even though they didn't win the championship and they got put out by Iowa. Boston, she is a beast, and the Fever should do something. They was 5-31. She won 3-time unanimous first-team All-American, 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, and the 2022 Player of the Year. So South Carolina, Aaliyah Boston went to Indiana. The Memphis Lynx picked up Diamond Miller out of Maryland at number 2.
Minnesota Lynx. We do not have a team. Minnesota Lynx.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah. I meant to say Minnesota Lynx. At number 3, 4, and 5, the Dallas Wings took Mandy Segrist from Villanova. They also took I don't know how she say her name, but I'm gonna just say Stephen Swords from Iowa State and Lou Lopez out of UConn at number 5. So Dallas once again got a gang of picks, and it looked like they're going to stack up so they can do something. They was 18-18 last year at 500, so we'll see what they do with their new additions to their squad.
Also, huge applause to our sis, Miss C from Sports Talks with C. She was literally at the WNBA draft. She was what they call a credentialed media there from the MTMV Sports Network, man. So salute to our sis that was literally in the building for the WNBA draft. She has made some great achievements in the WNBA, man. One of her favorite teams last year. She actually went to the finals last year. So our sis is doing very big things, man. And thank God she is on our MTMV Sports team, man. For real. You know what I mean? All right, last thing.
We didn't have her on the show.
Go on ride with knowledge in the WNBA, man. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna rap my brother out, but hey, salute.
Yeah. Salute to Google too.
Right. All right, I got this last one. Major League Baseball news: the division top standings. Like as you know, last week the WNBA, the Major League Baseball started, and the division leaders. Not doing well for our Cardinals, but number one in the I'm looking at it right now. For the East Division in the American League, we got Tampa Bay Rays 11-0. Central leading are the Minnesota Twins. West leading is the East leading, my bad. East Texas at the top was I'm gonna let you say it, man, because I don't know what's going on with my stuff right now. Go ahead. You carry on from Texas Rangers. We're gonna start over for my man. All right, from the Texas Rangers in the National League East. Yeah, in the National League East, Atlanta Braves are 8-4. National League Central, Milwaukee Brewers are 8-3. My poor cards right now are 5-7. In the National League West, Arizona Diamondbacks lead at 7-5. Defending champions Houston Astros are at 6-7. But we all know there's like 358 games in the season, so none of this matters right now. Talk to me in the hunt for October. You dig what I'm saying? We'll see y'all around Halloween. For real.
Real talk.
All right, man, let's get into our soapbox segment.
Soapbox.
All right, this is our soapbox segment where me and Rob don't go back and forth, but we take 2 minutes and we go in on whatever we want to go in about. You know what I'm saying? Normally, I go in on just real life stuff, and then also my brother Rob goes in on whatever he wants to go in at, normally on the sports talk tip. My brother, always by tradition, because our brown folks love our tradition. I allow my brother Rob to go first. My brother, is you ready?
I'm ready. Yo,
let's go.
Shout out to Mr. G because you felt my pain on this. Last week we talked about the CBA for the NBA and how they're gonna have this they're gonna implement the mid-season tournament next season.
Yep.
At first I was okay with it, but after looking at the crowd participation with the Miami Heat last night against the Hawks, this was an embarrassment. Yeah. It was simply a bad look for the NBA, and I get it. COVID hit, and everybody wanted to try to get their ducks back up. You dig what I'm saying? There was a lot of money lost for everybody to go play in the bubble so they can hand LeBron James a championship and give him the best rooms. But that ain't the point tonight. Anyways, what is the point is, let me tell y'all something. If the number 7 seed is going to make it to the next round anyway, and fans don't care, and Miami Heat fans showed this because they showed up in the second quarter of this game, almost during halftime, seats was empty. I mean, empty. So my thing is, if you're trying to get money, it may be time to get rid of this whole, the number 7 seed will still play. Listen, just make it a play-in for the 8th seed. That's all you got to do. Just make it a play-in for the 8th seed. Or how about this? Get rid of the play-in altogether. If y'all want to do a mid-season tournament, just get rid of the play-in. Because if I know I'm number 7, I don't care if I lose or not. I could play again. Now, listen, tonight's games, whoever lose against Oklahoma and the Pelicans, gone.
Yeah.
They don't get another chance. You dig what I'm saying? Yeah. So this whole thing about the 7th seed don't care. The Miami Heat fans showed last night they didn't care. Now, when they get ready to play the Raptors or the Bulls, that's like the playoffs. So of course, it's going to be full then. My point is, either go with the mid-season tournament and leave it alone, or make it like the NCAA where they got that one team that's trying to get that 64th spot for the tournament, or you can go that route. You dig what I'm saying? That's my soapbox, man. I'm done. The Miami Heat, go home. That's the way y'all played last night, bro.
Yeah, that was a bad
frustrated
look.
fan. I'm sorry.
It's a bad look for your team, man. All right, I'm gonna come in once again on a NBA subject, and I'm gonna come in as a fan. I'm a fan of the Memphis Grizzlies. Everybody that watches this show knows that. If you watch this show regularly, you know who I am a fan of. I'm gonna tell you what I'm talking about, not particularly just for my team, not just the Grizzlies, but I'm gonna say what I really, really despise and what is being shown very, very strongly in the NBA by the national media, by people who talk about the NBA. Not by the sports books. If you know about the sports books and lines, it's not happening with the sports books and lines, but by the people that literally talk about the NBA. Y'all need to actually watch the NBA. Seriously. Can you watch the NBA? Because if you watch the NBA, there's no way in the world that you would say that, okay, the Grizzlies ain't got a shot in Hades against the Lakers because the Lakers made some good trades and now all of a sudden they playing again. Did you watch the game last night? Them two teams look like teams fighting to get into the playoffs. Now, just because LeBron James is the GOAT of this generation does not mean he's literally playing like the GOAT of this generation right now. He is the GOAT of this generation. He deserves all the props. The best player on that team is named AD, and he has glass ankles. But he is awesome, no doubt. You know what I'm saying? Now, let's move on to the other team that's being disrespected as well as my team, the Sacramento Kings. The Sacramento Kings is the one team in the Western Conference that had a above average road record. All the teams from the top 5 had terrible road records. Sacramento Kings did not. They're very good. Why are we just assuming that the Warriors just gonna wipe the floor with them?
Yeah.
Why are we just assuming it? The Warriors have been trash all year except for when they're at home. Well, guess what? They don't have home court advantage. Now I know that the Sacramento Kings ain't never done this before. Give me 1 second, brother. I know they never done this before and they never got past nobody before. But listen, the regular season gotta matter for something. I'm sorry. We can't just skip to the playoffs and say, well, they're going to win because they're the Golden State Warriors. Okay, they literally had a teammate punch out another teammate. They're not all that good together. Now, I'm not saying they can't win. They can win. Golden State is awesome. But let's not act like they ain't had no problems, bro. Come on, bro. All right, man, that's my soapbox. Any thoughts, brother, before we move on?
I concur. That's all I can say.
Concur. All right, man. Let's move on to the debate feud segment.
No, like we always.
All right, this is our debate feud segment where me and Rob go back and forth on particular subjects like you just saw on the screen. We have a timer that goes for 5 minutes. When it's over, you hear a buzzer that sounds like this. We don't know what's really going on with our internet situation today. Both me and Rob got superior internet speed, but AT&T is just on the trip today. So we're going to push on through. Y'all just keep riding with us. All right, so like I said, we got a timer look like this. You got a buzzer that sounds like that when it's over. And me and Rob go back and forth over particular subjects like I said before. The first subject for tonight, what are the most intriguing playoff matchups? What are the most intriguing playoff matchups? Mr. Davis, let's go.
So I'm going to give you my 2 in the West, and then we'll go to the East. And
what's up,
but
my
2 in the West is Phoenix versus the Clippers because of the matchups. Okay. Playoff Kawhi is different. You dig what I'm saying? Way different. You know what I mean? That's why he got a ring. My second is Kings versus Warriors for the exact reason you said. We all thought that the Warriors was going fumble the ball because they last 3 games was on the road. Not the case. They won them joints.
Yeah.
So that's my intriguing matchups right now. Phoenix versus Clippers number 1, and Kings versus Warriors.
I have Kings versus Warriors number 1, in my opinion, because, like I said, like I was talking about in my soapbox, everybody assumed they just going to get the floor mopped with them, but the Kings are very good. They ain't just a little good. They ain't just banana peel into the playoffs, but they are very, 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 very good. Everyone is assuming, like I was talking about in my Soapbox Segment, because these are accomplished teams at lower records, that they just going to be able to hit a switch and turn it up. Look, these teams got players that are 35 years old and above. LeBron James is 38 years old. Steph Curry, I believe, is he 35, I think? Clay is like 33, 34. You know what I mean? And Draymond Green is still Draymond Green, but his bark is way more tougher than his bite at this point. That is very interesting to me. I want to see what happens with that. And the next interesting playoff matchup is my team against the Lakers, in my opinion, just because of we just going to see what happens, man. I'm not guaranteeing a win. I love my team. I'm not guaranteeing you a win because LeBron James, although he is old, he is still LeBron James, and he also have this thing called a whistle that will help these greater teams because, like Mr. G was saying, they're trying to cater to the entertainment part of the sport, and apparently casual fans don't want you to talk. Yes, and the casual fans don't know nothing about the teams like Denver. Although Denver was number one for like 6 months, people don't know about them for real. You know what I mean? And Jokic should be respected. My team should be respected as well as the Kings should be respected. Go ahead, bro.
Over in the East right now, this is what I got. Knicks and Cavs and Knicks, because
very interesting.
This is what I was
saying.
Yes,
sir.
That's the
very
only
interesting.
I'm going to tell you why. The 76ers are going to either sweep or win in 5. Boston will sweep or win in 5. And the Bucks are going to sweep or win in 5. The only interesting matchup in this first round to me is this Cavs-Knicks matchup, especially if Julius Randle can come back.
Yeah, Cavs-Knicks is the biggest thing because I really think the Knicks have a chance to win that. Although the Cavs are awesome. Cavs are very, very good. Cavs have Donovan Mitchell. They have the other point guard, Baby Ja. I can't remember his name, but he reminds me of Ja, a little bitty dude. Can't remember his name right now. But also Mobley, and they had the Twin Towers, Mobley and the Afro guy. Very, very balanced team.
Allen.
Yeah, Josh Allen. Not Josh Allen, but his last name Allen. Dude from Stanford. Yeah. They have a very balanced team, but the Knicks on the other end got a team full of dogs. You know what I mean? They got just a very, very good team. And my man, I'm forgetting names right now. Bronson is a beast, man. Bronson is a dog.
They got my man R.J. Barrett plays.
Barrett is playing good.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and then Toppin, he's coming off the bench playing well. I mean, they have Emmanuel Quickly. He's real good.
What's the left-hand dude that played for? He may have played for Duke too. He used to play for the Lakers.
I think Robinson. I know we got him. I know Julius Randle is there.
That's what I'm talking about. Randle. Yeah.
Julius Randle. He didn't play for Duke, but Julius Randle. If he can come back from his ankle injury, then they really gonna be a problem for the Cavs. But I see this game going 6, possibly 7. This series, going 6, possibly 7.
Yeah, I think it's going to be very interesting, man. I think it's going to be a very good series, and I think everyone will be loving the NBA again with these interesting first-round series, man. I really I can't wait to watch that one. Like you said, man, I think the Celtics and the Bucks going to sweep. They will either sweep or gentleman's sweep in 5. Both of them teams. Atlanta showed me something, and I will say this before we get off this. Salute to Atlanta. I know they beat your team, but I always get on Trae Young. I've been talking about this for like the last 3 months, and I had them like the D-press forever. But, hey, respect to them. They stepped up, and they made the Heat look old. And the Heat ain't that old. But they made them look real old, and they played, they hustled. Yeah. They hustled their butt off. You know what I'm saying? They looked very good. They had Capella looking like daggum Elijah one with the rebound. You know what I'm saying? Just snatching up Rodman, looking like a young Rodman out there with the rebound, snatching up every rebound in sight. So salute to them, man.
And they put Quinn Snyder in the record books for 6 straight seasons of making the playoffs. So he has the longest active streak. Because when he left, he was in the playoffs. He came back, he back in the playoffs. So
back in the playoffs.
Yo, shout out to Quinn. Yeah, shout out to Quinn Snyder, Dookie. You dig what it is.
All right. Yes, sir. Next subject. Should the play-in stats actually count as playoff stats? Should the play-in stats actually count as playoff stats? Mr. Davis.
Yeah, you can go ahead and hit that note button, bro.
Oh, no. Okay.
and I'm gonna tell you why. It ain't the playoffs, because now this is why I'm saying this. Tonight, like I said, the Pelicans and play, right? The Bulls and the Raptors are gonna play. So the loser of that didn't make the playoffs. So these games should not count for playoff stats because the loser didn't make the playoffs. If you allow those stats to count, now you're padding stats and whatever the case may be. No, it's not the playoffs. Get rid of this trash anyway, man. Like I don't want to see subpar games for a play-in, bro. Like you shouldn't be. If you have to play in to get to the number 8 seed, then nah, bro. Can you go ahead, bro?
This is gonna be one of the few literal debate feuds for real. Because I totally disagree with you. I think you have this feeling because this happened to your team. No disrespect, my brother, but I feel like because the way your team played, you felt like that because the Lakers and them, it was an ugly, terrible game, but they was fighting to win that game. Tonight, we probably going to see some real fighting. I think the last 2 years, the play-in has actually been good. Now, 3 years ago, I believe, when they started to play in, I fully agree with you. But you know why I fully agree with them? Because they totally created the play-in called the not Memphis Grizzlies getting in the playoffs play-in. That's what they was made for because they was doing everything in their power to get Zion in the playoffs. They made a banana peel, yellow brick road for them to get in there. And you know what they did? They still didn't get in there. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't like it that year because I felt like it was geared towards my team. But honestly, last season's play-in, I thought it was good. This season, I did not like what happened with your team, and I think they didn't come to play for whatever reason. I think you're saying because they had another shot, so they didn't care, and it could be true. But I enjoy it. And the reason I enjoy it, I say it for this, because at the end of the year, it kind of eliminates the tanking thing. Right, because everybody assumed the what you call the
Utah Jazz.
No, not the Utah Jazz. But the Utah Jazz. But everybody assumed the Oklahoma City Thunder was tanking for Wembanyama. But they actually got in there, and I respect them for actually playing it out. I hope they get Wembanyama because they did not just lay down the whole season and actually play and actually build and the coach actually coach. You know what I mean? So. For that, I enjoy it. Now, for the parts of the stats, I think the stats should count too, because where are the stats going? You know what I mean? It's part of the playoffs.
Still the regular season.
I'm going to say that it's not the regular season because this is not the regular season. It's not the regular season.
The two teams that played
Mr. G says it's purgatory season, like the Catholics would say. This is purgatory season.
Or a tournament. So if you do this, you know what you need to do? I'll give you that. And study playoff stats. If you do this, make play-in stats. If that's what you're going to do, and I'm going to tell you why.
It got to count for something,
One of the teams that lose tonight didn't make the playoffs. So it can't be playoff stats. And that you notice, I didn't mention the Heat. I was heated about the Heat, pun intended. But I said the two teams tonight, whoever lose, go home. They don't make the playoffs. So why would their stats count to the playoffs? And they didn't make it. And I guarantee another thing. Look at them incentives for the ones. If you make the playoffs, you get an extra $500K. The one words ain't getting that $500K on no play-in tournament. Ain't happening. Whoever lose tonight, that ain't. Nah, player, you need playoffs.
I think in that sense, I can agree with you. But I think overall for the NBA, it is a very good win because, like I said, it eliminates a lot of tanking. But it makes
I agree.
It makes the playoffs available to a lot of people, right? I feel like what I will agree with you is on this. It should be just for the 8 seed, just for the 8 seed. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody like the 7 seed, who was 7 seed? The Lakers, right? The Lakers been playing extremely well since the trade deadline, and because they played like pretty trash before the trade deadline, they ended up in a 7 seed. But is they really a 7 seed type team? No. I think they're better than 7. I think they're equal with Golden State and the Clippers. I think that all three of them teams were basically equal, and we had to wait till literally the last minute of the season to figure out where they landed because they all were basically the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think the 1, 2, 3, and 4 separated themselves, and everybody else basically been playing like a play-in for the rest of the season. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah.
It came down to go ahead, bro.
It came down to the last, like literally during the season. It was a game between Minnesota, Golden State, and the Lakers. If Golden State had lost any of them last 3 games, they would be playing Memphis in the first round. You see what I'm saying? Because they would have took care of Minnesota last night because Edwards was off. And you know what I'm saying? Like everybody else played, but Edwards only had like 8 points. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And but the young brother, he went hard and he tried to do it, and he gets another opportunity against the winners of tonight. But that's my point with this thing. He gets another opportunity. Who cares about the 7th seed? Like, okay, we lost, fellas. Just like the regular season, we play again, dust it off, get back there on the court, and let's do it again. You know, let's do it again in 2 days. So it's like a regular season type situation. I just don't think that the 9th and 10th should be considered playoffs, and they should just do a play-in tournament or a play-in game to see who gets the 8th seed, and then you'll really see it go up from there.
It's hard for me to disagree with you on that. Like I say, my whole point was just basically arguing for it to still continue, but it's unfair to some teams, man. Like the reasoning for doing it at the entrance was unfair, in my opinion, right? The whole reasoning for doing it, like, and I think you agree with me, was to get Zion in. Yeah. And it wasn't for the betterment of the NBA. I think it ended up becoming the betterment of the NBA, but now it's gotten to a point where Mr. G was talking about it's kind of like purgatory, and you kind of waiting through that. Yeah. And at the end of the day, man, people shouldn't be rewarded for playing trash. Some teams don't deserve to be in the playoffs, period. You just don't deserve to be. You're not a playoff team. You know what I mean? But every once in a while, you got somebody to shock you. The one time that my team made the playoffs when we played Utah, we was in like the 9 position and got all the way up. We had to win 2 times when we beat Golden State on their home court because Golden State and L.A. played. That's interesting that Golden State and L.A. played 3 years ago, and they kind of in the same spot again, but we ain't going to talk about that. And we had to beat them to get in. For that, it made sense because you played your way in. But most of all, it's kind of like in baseball, they got the wild card, like a double wild card. Yeah. It's kind of like a double wild card round. It really should be just one, like you said, man. But anyway, we're going to move on from that topic. Yeah. Go ahead. I'll let you say your last part.
Mr. G. No, for Mr. G, he said NBA should be like the NFL so it could minimize tanking. The problem with that, Mr. G, is this. The same teams are in the pits every year in the NBA. If you really look at the standings, your bottom dwellers are the same every single year. Now, this year was a little more parity with the Knicks finally coming out of, as you put it, purgatory of not the playoffs. But if you look at everybody else, and I'm looking at the playoffs right now, that's why I'm looking to the side. Milwaukee, they've been there. Miami, they've been there. Cleveland, been there. 76ers, they've been there. The Nets. Boston. Believe it or not, the Hawks, JT Hawks, they were good. Like we thought they were the second coming, and then they had some bad times. That's why they got rid of their coach. Denver, Phoenix, LA Clippers, LA Lakers, Golden State, Memphis, Sacramento just now getting back in. It's the same thing. So if you do it the NFL route, the same people are going to end up with draft picks all over the place. You know, they'll be looking like the Dallas Wing over in WNBA with 3 straight picks in a row in the first round, man. Come on, man. You don't want that. You don't want that.
Yeah, I mean, to wrap this up, man, I think it's going to always be bad teams, always be good teams. What separates them are you willing to spend and you have smart people in the front office. 2 things. Right. And sometimes those 2 things don't collide because you may have somebody that's willing to spend but don't have smart people in the front office, i.e. the Lakers. The Lakers always got money to spend, but they don't always have smart people in the front office. Dallas the same way. You know what I'm saying? Then you have somebody like Oklahoma don't have a lot of money to spend, but they got very smart people in the front office. They are drafted extremely well. When they had Kevin Durant and all them back in the day, it was because of the drafting. Sam Presti is their GM, and they went down and they did the same thing again, collecting players and doing it, and they building themselves up again, and salute to them. But then you got teams like the Charlotte Hornets that are ceremonially bad, always bad, all the time. You know, they hardly ever come up. They get a good player. Unfortunately, ran by the GOAT, one of the GOATs in the NBA, but he's not a good owner, obviously. Yeah, or GM.
Not a good GM at all. Yeah, not a good. And then shout out to Danny Ainge because he did Boston right, and then now he getting ready to get Utah in the pocket. So
and Utah looked very good this year. All right, NBA impressed, depressed. This is going into the playoffs, people that moved into the playoffs. I'll go right quick in the East. The people I was impressed with are the Bucks. because they're number one. They rested everybody, and they gave us a game so we can secure that 2 spot. So salute to the Bucks in the East. Go ahead, bro, for the Empress.
Empress in the East, I'm going to have to say, look, it's the Hawks. They seized the momentum. Hey, look, they seized the moment. Yeah. Although they, the country felt like they was a disappointment, all season disappointment. But guess what? Now they're the 7th seed, and they get ready to go up against Boston. And we'll see what pop off with that. I still say Boston in 4 or 5.
Okay. D-Press in the East.
Miami Heat, man. They don't look like a playoff team. We can keep going.
I'm sorry, bro. I got to agree with you, man. I was rooting for the Heat. I kind of closet Heat fan. I'm a closet Heat fan because you my brother, but I've liked them before, and they really disappointed me last night. I'm just going to say that.
Yeah.
They really disappointed a brother. All right. NBA Impress on the West Side, brother.
West Side Golden State Warriors, who actually won their final 3 road games going into the playoffs, bro.
Yeah.
Like, everybody thought they was going to lose, but they won a final 3 road game. I mean, they final 3 road games, and, shout out to the Warriors.
My impress, not including last night, but to end the season, was the Minnesota Timberwolves on that last game. They had to actually play and win that game. They was playing against the Pelicans. Pelicans could have took their spot, and they won that game. And my man Anthony whatever his name. Yeah, Anthony Edwards. C.J. McCullough was going to the hole. He's going to dunk. We're about to seal the game. He got a big block at the end. Then they got a steal. Went down there. He made a bonehead play because he's young. Mike Conley steals it back, and then he goes through the hole, gets fouled, makes the shot, and basically win the game, man. So salute to them for playing it out. I respect teams that may not be great, but you play it out. They don't just lay down.
Yeah.
So respect to them.
Yeah.
Minus last night, I don't think they laid down. I think it's inexperience. They don't know how to win. More so than them laying down.
That's all it is.
They just don't know how to win. Although Cat is very popular and well known, he's not a winning player. He's not. And he's not the star of that team. Anthony Edwards is, and he's too young to really take the reins. But when he gets it, boy, watch out.
It's going to be a problem.
D-Press in the West, who you got, bro?
We just talked about it, man. Them, their GM, their front office, the Mavs, man, who we said it, though. I said it on this show that they was not going to make the play-in. Yeah. But they shut it down. They had an opportunity to still go, and they shut it down. Shut it down. So much so the NBA now is doing an investigation to see if they purposely tank because if you don't know this about this situation,
right?
They have a protected top 10 pick if they don't make the playoffs. And they didn't make the playoffs. So the Knicks can't get that pick for Kristaps Porzingis. This is some years ago. This is not even a Brunson thing because Brunson walked for free. But the Kristaps Porzingis trade had a protected top 10 pick, and now they get a top 10 pick, and the Knicks can't take it. So, crazy, bro.
One thing about the Mavs, man, they are a very popular poverty franchise. Like, everybody acts like they're a very good franchise because their owner is boisterous and he talks and he spends money, but they're poverty. And what I mean by poverty franchise, they ran bad. The Lakers used to run like a poverty franchise. Then they got their act together. I'm not saying they broke, but they act like they broke. Like, they just not smart. Giving up all your defensive wings to get Kyrie Irving, who is a perpetual malcontent. He always unhappy. He's never happy with anybody. He was unhappy with LeBron James. Now he want to go back with LeBron James. He was unhappy with Kevin Durant. They were winning. That team was winning, and he requested a trade. Think about that. You know what I'm saying? And y'all think he going to actually stay with the Mavs? I got an answer for that.
No.
He ain't staying with the Mavs. He going to test free agency. He already said it.
Cuban hoping. Yeah, Cuban hoping like a mud. Like, I would.
Stay.
Even Jason Kidd, like, I hope he comes back. Why would I say otherwise? Because that one word is about to here, bro. Yeah. He is gone. I don't know where he's going to go, but, he gone.
And you best believe, y'all mark my words, just like Atlanta. Well, maybe not Atlanta. If they keep winning, maybe what's the name will stay. But soon you're going to see that trade request from Mr.
Luka.
Oh, yeah. That trade request coming. Because, listen, you have a all-world player. Basically, white LeBron. You know what I'm saying? Nationality don't matter because he ain't just normal white. He from overseas, Slovenia, I believe. Strong dude, tough-minded or whatever, man. But he is awesome. And you can't get a winning team with him. They literally went to the Western Conference Finals last year. And you let Brunson go. That is terrible management. And then he had the audacity to bring it up before the playoffs. Said, well, the family got involved, and that's why we lost Brunson. Cuban said this on a live mic to the national media. That's why we lost Brunson. Bruh, if Luka said he wanted Brunson, you make it happen. You have a superstar. Build around him. You had a good strategy. You had big wings that can shoot threes and let Luka run the show. That's all you had to do.
Yeah.
They showed it last year, and he just messed it up, man.
The question now is, do people want to play with Luka? That's starting to become, because you got to think about it. They keep making these trades. They put Kristaps Porzingis in. Oh, it wasn't a fit. Porzingis was washed up. Go look at Porzingis.
He balling over
for the
Bullets
with the Wizards.
With the Wizards,
yeah. I was about to say the Bullets also because old school DC. But with the Wizards, go look at his stats. My man still is playing ball with Bradley Beal and Kuzma. The only reason the Wizards wasn't good because Bill was hurt. And if your star go down, it is what it is. But we got to start looking at the Luka factor, bro. Because when you're a superstar, you should be winning.
That's right. That's right.
LeBron was winning. Look, say what you want about LeBron, but when
he was winning by himself.
It was exactly took his team all the way to the finals. Like, yo, y'all get on. I got this.
Luka is LeBron-like, not LeBron. LeBron-like. He's not athletic. But he has the IQ and all that, man. But what Mr. G just suggested, Jaylen Brown and Smart for Luka. Let me tell you something. The Celtics would do that in a New York minute. Do you know the Celtics would love all caps to have Luka? He a white dude? Listen, this ain't a race thing, but trust me, if you NBA fan, you know the Celtics would love to have a Luka Doncic out there, and they would claim him as his own, and he would never leave. He'll never get up out of Boston.
Hold on.
And Jalen X, get Jalen X out of here. Jalen Malcolm X, yes, get that one word up out of here. And Cuban will be miserable with a Jalen Brown and Marcus Smart. That boy would be so miserable to have him because he would. Now, the Mavericks have one of the whitest teams in the NBA. Come on, dog. Let's be real. They do. And my man would be miserable down there with Jalen X and Marcus Smart. Anyway, I'm hearing Brown.
Don't know what we call my man Jalen X. Brown is very woke, if you will.
He's very woke, brother.
He's a very, very woke brother. More so than he's woke on an intelligent level, not on the earth is flat. We gonna take off open third eye type.
No. He's a very intelligent brother. Very intelligent brother. He said, I'm hearing Brown wants out because the team, but the racial vibe in Boston. Yes, he has said it on the live mic about the racial situation. And he's not saying they're directing it towards him. Just the fact that it is around their team. And the Celtics have been known for that. I'm not making nothing up. Just do your history of the NBA.
Yeah.
All right, last subject, man, before we get up out here. There's no one word of the day today. Are NBA fans, this is a good question, are NBA fans actually basketball fans or just drama fans? Once again, are NBA fans actually basketball fans or just drama fans? The reason I say this, NBA is known for its drama, and a lot of times there's way more excitement for trade season above even the NBA playoffs. So, Mr. Davis, what do you think?
It depends on the fan. You know that one fan that this guy, me and you will go to a concert.
Okay.
Hey man, the Lakers playing good this year, ain't they?
Yeah.
And the Lakers then lost 7 straight.
Mm-hmm.
That's the fan that wants the drama. Don't have no clue what's going on. The drama fan is the fan that only looks at the highlight. Pick up the phone and breaking news.
ESPN the next day. I mean, ESPN YouTube the next day.
Yeah. Like that's the drama fan. And then you got fans like myself, Mr. G, JT, like where you're invested in the NBA and stuff about the game. Yeah, Miles with the Lakers, you know what I'm saying, who are invested with the NBA and they love it. But the drama fan is popular. And I'm going to tell you why the drama fan has surfaced so well of late. Social media. Because while you're scrolling on IG, you got House of Highlights. While you're scrolling on OG, you got breaking news. While you TikTok, all of it shows highlights. So that's why the drama fan is now has surfaced as well as they've done social media.
Why is Zion so popular? Social media. Why is Ja so popular?
Media.
Social media. Why is Steph Curry? Now, Steph Curry is awesome, but it's also social media. That's one of the big reasons. LeBron was around before social media. A lot of the kids don't be rocking with LeBron like that. You know what I'm saying? The kids, they respect him, but they don't love him. They love the small guards. That's who popping right now. Also Zion, too, as well. I'm telling you another problem, and this is not the question, but this is another problem for the NBA because a lot of football fans that are primarily football fans, they are the drama fans when it comes to the NBA because they really don't care. So most people that's really, really deep football people, they like the Lakers, Celtics, Philly, some of these classic teams that's been around forever. They're not like diehard some other small market team because they don't care about the small market teams. It's not like football. I think for football, it's actually opposite. Football fans are more actual real football fans, more so than the drama, because the most average football fan could tell you all about tackling and defenses and all that. It's just a different fandom or fan group. But I think the NBA, another thing the NBA really needs to take care of is to get on their announcers. Too much of Shaq and Charles Barkley in particular, not so much Kenny Smith and not so much Ernie, but Shaq and Charles Barkley don't really watch the NBA. Prime example. Last night, what they said about the Lakers versus the Minnesota Timberwolves, Shaq said, they need to wrap this team up real good, beat them by 30, and go and get ready for Memphis and go and get Memphis out of here in 6. You ain't watched the NBA. You call these games, but you don't watch it. Minnesota is not trash. They were good, and they showed they wouldn't trash in that game. And also, the Lakers have not been no world beaters this year. This is not the bubble Lakers. And then I'm going to show you how much of it is just so flip-floppy. After the game, Charles Barkley said Memphis is the happiest team in the NBA because they get to play these Lakers. Now, just before that, he said he going to run them out there in 6. I'm using that for example. They do this all the time. Or you got Shaq where he say, when he said, he may have said to Donovan Mitchell one time, I believe, he said, I don't believe you that great of a player. I'm saying to us, why is you doing it? You never see that in the NFL. They always protect the shield and big up the league, and the older players are not hating on the younger players. This is all the time in the NBA, and I think it's trash, bro. And it hurts the overall league.
But that's where the drama also comes in at. But Shaq will say it was just I wanted to get the best potential out of him, so that's why I told him that.
Why you got to do that on live TV? Call him on the phone and do that, bro. Don't embarrass the man.
It's almost like they remember when they was riding JaVale McGee like super hard when he played for the Warriors, so much so the front office had to call TNT and tell him,
chill out,
that man name out, keep him out your mouth. You messing with his psyche. That's the drama. So, but that's what sells, man. You got Screaming A. Smith, which I love watching Stephen A. Smith do his thing. He doesn't bother me. You dig what I'm saying? But these are the personalities that you have, the Skip Bayless, the Shannons, and
shock value,
whatever the case may be. There it goes. And it's shock value. But when you're on, we got the luxury of coming on once a week. But it's also a disadvantage because we got to play catch up for what's been talked about every single day leading back up to that following week. So that's why the drama sells, because it brings the ratings up, man. Like, think about this. The Caitlin and Ms. Reese, right? And LSU,
Angel Reese.
In Iowa. Angel Reese.
Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese. Yep.
So check this out, though. LSU won a championship. All you could talk about was the drama. So once again, drama fact. It doesn't matter what sport. The drama it sells.
Well, it don't matter in the NFL because you can NFL without drama still murders all other sports. Oh, yeah. Without drama. Go ahead, bro. My bad. Go ahead.
No, you good. You just what?
I just, as a fan, and I'm a fan that just loves basketball, and Rob knows this. Rob is too, that just love basketball. It disappoints me. You know what I'm saying? And I think there's different levels of fan. Like, Rob is a fan of a team that, he started like in D-Wade, and he stayed with the team after D-Wade left, and he stayed with the team. That's his team, through changes, through whatever. He's not even a huge LeBron fan, but he had to root for him when he came to his team, right? And me, I am a fan of a team of a place where I grew up, a small market team. So my heart is always for other small markets because I feel like they always crapped on, right, in the NBA. And what saddens me is they have a segment on TNT, and it's not just TNT. ESPN do this too, but TNT is fresh in mind because they was on last night. It's like who he play for. You remember that segment? Like, that is so disrespectful to these players. So you are an expert analyst, and you be missing who he play for. Now I get it, like the 9th, 12th, and 11th man on the team. Okay, but I'm talking about like starters, who he play for. They don't know. You know what I'm saying? You heard Shaq say, "Oh yeah, I was unfamiliar with you, because you wouldn't win it." And be like, no, it's not even that they're not winning. I bet he don't know half the players on the Kings, but they been winning. They been good. You know what I mean? Half the players on the Nuggets, they know Jokic. What about everybody else? What about old Jeff Green that had a good year this year? Why I know that?
Was jumping above the rim.
Dunking on everybody, and he got a big ball spot in his head, still dunking on folks. You know what I mean? They got a good stacked team. So, that's a good point, Mr. G. I ain't going to even mess with you on that. Who was your team for the Grizzlies snuck into Memphis? Really, I didn't like I think I liked Phoenix. But I didn't have no one team. I just liked the NBA before the Memphis came.
Yeah.
I liked the Bulls for a little bit, but I liked Scottie more than Jordan.
Yeah.
I probably always been, when it came to fan, I was a contrarian. So I never liked the most popular team. So when it was like the popular team, I always go for the team that was the underdog. That's just me personally. Go ahead, bro.
Now, I think when it comes, you said something. Here's the difference, though, on why big names have to sell drama in the NFL, but it sells itself. Why? Because you don't know who these folks are, because we're looking at helmets. We only know the names on the back. Right. And so we have the dramas of Aaron. Why do you think we always talking about the quarterbacks? Lamar Jackson, Aaron Rodgers. These are names that's out there. With the NBA, you see the face, so it's a little different. They're able to do it. So the stars kind of shine over. You know what I mean? The stars shine over. Where on the on the NFL side of things, it's your squad or nothing. You could not know one Dallas Cowboy, but I guarantee you, everybody know the Dallas Cowboys. You can ask my mama and on my mama. Ask her what her favorite team is. You know what she's gonna say? Dallas Cowboys. You don't know not one player, but she gonna tell you her favorite team is the Dallas Cowboys. So it's a little different, man. You know what I mean?
Miss G said he liked the Heat in the Glenn Rice days. They was nice back then.
I did too. Yeah, I did too. I mean, I've always followed the Heat. Alonzo Mourning, Glenn Rice, Vin Baker.
Yes, sir.
You had, for a minute, we had my man Anderson with all the tats on his Baby Jordan. That boy is Baby Doughboy now. That boy is super big,
fluffy, like Miss Mac you say.
But I'm a Scottie Pippen fan. Scottie is my favorite player of all time. Like that's always been my guy. I followed Scottie where he went. When he went back to the Bulls, then I was a fan of the NBA. So I just like basketball, though. And I think your love for your sport is what was around you. So the reason a lot of people pick football over basketball, because it don't really take talent to go out and throw a ball. Right. You can play catch easily. You dig what I'm saying? Right. Baseball, that's another sport. It depends on where you at. With basketball, man, you can put a freaking milk carton up and play ball. You dig what I'm saying? So it's a different type of love.
Miami Pimp Ronnie Cycler.
Yeah, man.
Cycler used to hoop,
slick hair.
Yeah,
with slick hair.
I think also, too, if you grow up in the NFL city, you may have more affinity for football. You know what I'm saying? Like, I grew up in a city it was a basketball city, so everybody liked basketball. People love football in Memphis as well, but it's much more of a basketball city, especially with the college. And our college football team wasn't never good until now. But back then, they was never good. But I mean, DC had a football team, but you gravitated to basketball.
We grew up with the Deadskins. You dig what I'm saying? But I was a Buffalo Bill fan at the time.
Yeah. So, and it also could be, Rob probably got some of that contrarian in him too when it comes to sports. Because I like the underdogs. It's just like college. I love watching the under. I wanted FAU to go as far as they could. I just like the underdogs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That was dope.
I'm going for the dogs.
That was saying all the old. That was the Bulls. Horace Grant, Bill Cartwright. Yep. That was. Yep. I think Horace Grant ended up going to Orlando, but
he did go to Orlando.
Thought have you ever thought that these guys? You like what I was trying to say was?
Hey, y'all going to charge this show to the game, man. We fighting through tonight.
Have you ever thought I really like what these guys are doing with this podcast? How can I support them? How can I be a blessing to them? Look, we don't know if this button about to work, but we need you to do it anyway. Go ahead and hit that button for them, man. Hey, right on time. Hit that like button. subscription button, the notification button. Again, always hit the like. Even if you just slide through and don't say nothing with your peeping selves, hit the like button anyway. We appreciate you. Or you can hit our Cash App up, Cash Sign, not the same podcast. Go to the website, not the same podcast.com/support. That is the way that you can support us over here. Look, we got through this show.
Yeah, we did.
I don't think it. Yeah, we got through it though. We appreciate y'all sliding through.
That's the best we gonna say, man. We love y'all. We be back tomorrow. We will have a special guest, our homeboy Risen. We played the video a couple of weeks ago, and I think everybody really enjoyed it. So we're gonna have that brother on tomorrow night. So tune in for that with a live interview for one of my guys, Risen. And back with our music and face show, we have a couple of videos as well as the interview and just another music and face show, man. We'll be back tomorrow. And prayerfully, everything will be all right, man. We hoping and praying. With that, man, I'm C-Micah.
I'm Robert Dean.
We out, man. We'll see y'all tomorrow.